30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes.
Is there anybody out there that wants to roll? And is there anybody out there that wants to boogie? Tonight, live from the Apollo, Glasgow.
Well, if you're looking for trouble, I'm the man to see. If you're looking for satisfaction, the satisfaction guaranteed. I'm as cool as a body on ice. Hotter than the rolling dice. Send you to heaven, or take you to hell.
Welcome to Glasgow Apollo Live with Scott and Andy.
Haha, that worked. Good evening and welcome to Glasgow Apollo Live with me, Scott MacArthur.
And me, Andy Muir.
How are you, my friend?
I'm fine. How are
Good,
you?
good. I'm all right. It's blowing a hoolie outside, but it's okay. There was something funny.
Before we begin, is it chat.restream.io?
It is. That's the one. Are you putting it on?
I'm putting it on.
Right, what this is about, if you're new, you just lost you in the first 5 seconds if you're a new... if you're joining us from the Facebook group, your name might not appear on the chat unless you put a little bit of code that Andy's currently putting into the chat. If you can work it out, use his keyboard. Look, this is the look of a man who's forgotten how to spell I-O. So, how have you been this week, Andy? What have you been up to?
I've been good.
What day is it? Now, I'm not seeing any chat at all.
It's Saturday.
What?
It's Saturday.
Well, yes. Hang on. Let's have a wee look, see if I can refresh this, because it's looking like there's no chat working at all.
Well, there's chat there. I see it. I've been fine.
Good.
Been raining here a lot, and it's just a bit annoying.
What have you been listening to?
Oh, I'll tell you, mate. Tell you. I will tell you.
It's always dangerous when I ask that question.
Since last week, I've listened to Hair of the Dog, Raise the Roof, Pictures at 11, Principal Moments, Slade Live, Shades of Blue Orphanage, Susie Quattro,
Oh,
Mott
for
the
goodness
Hoople,
sake.
Mott the Hoople, Live.
He's just reading the list of gigs. He's a smart arse. Yeah.
The Jam, Hot Chocolate, Glenn Campbell, Cry of Love.
Oh, there's a
My
band.
Choice,
There's a band.
George and Gwen McRae.
Ah,
Rock the Boat.
that's a bit weird, that. Yeah.
And The Sound of Kung Fu Fighting, Carl Douglas, Paul Kossoff, The Beach Boys, such stuff.
Good.
Boxcar Willie.
Boxcar Willie. That's right
I'm
up there.
nearly
I thought you were
finished
listening to Cliff
with
Richard.
The Chieftains.
Ah, I thought you and Boots had been listening to the Cliff Richard all week. Because you're definitely forming a wee fanboy club there.
See the recording of that album?
Yeah. Is it good, is it?
It's
Spent all the money on the recording, not on the songwriting. Anyway,
probably that later, but
Devil Woman's all right. Anyway, I'm not seeing any chat, so I might not be able to comment in chat. You'll need to keep an eye on it, Andy. I can't see anything here. It's not coming through. Can you see it? Yeah, good. But
evening. Who's this? Oh, it's Boots. Evening, Bob the Builder, Dr. Muir.
I'm Bob the Builder this week. Oh, it's better than getting Dodd.
I don't know.
Right. I had a moment this week. Right. I went to a gig.
Senior moment.
And it didn't get postponed. It didn't get cancelled. It was brilliant. I went to see.
Hold on. Did you see a lot of this?
I did actually. That's a very accurate description, which you'll now wait a minute. I'll show you this. Look, wait, you see this? I shall prove it to you. Oh, that's not working either. Oh, I'm having a crisis here, mate. Hang on, let me just try this. Hold on. Local video. Where is it? So I went to see one and only Derek Dick. There they are. Look at all the baldy heats. Look. See more?
Yeah. Shh, turn that off. You block us.
I don't think Fish will block us. But I'll tell you, I mean, well, those of you who have been on here for a long time know that I'm a big Marillion fan. I love Fish and I like H as well. But the last time I went to see Fish, it was in Glasgow at the ABC, and it was utter trash. It was terrible, and I swore I'd never go back again because he's lost his voice. And then I went a couple of nights ago, just mainly to support him. I think. I think because he's been doing this Fish on Friday thing all the way through lockdown, and I thought I could just go. And somehow, is that too loud? Somehow he's just, I don't know, maybe it's been resting his voice or whatever, but it was a fantastic gig. It really was a good gig. And he had, I was astonished. The guitar player was a guy called John Mitchell. If you heard of him, Andy, but he's in It Bites and stuff, but he's kind of, the band I like, this band Frost, absolutely fantastic. I couldn't believe it when he was playing as a sort of session musician for Fish, but because of that, it was really good. So I've had a good week. It was nice to get back to a gig again. That was really good. So hopefully there's more of the other ones I've got tickets for I'm going to get to go to. But Leamington is so English you wouldn't believe. It's beautiful, but very English, very posh. But the venue itself is a cracking little venue. A bit like, I guess a bit like the Garage for everybody from Glasgow. A bit like that, but a little bit bigger maybe, but it felt a little bit bigger. But it was designed by that Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen guy.
Oh dear.
That was a bit dodgy, I'll tell you. Some of the stuff on the walls was not...
Oh, you mean decorated by?
Aye, decorated, aye. He did all did a £12 million refurbishment. But it's just great to see a medium-sized venue getting, full of rock fans. It was great, all these baldy heats. Anyway, so will we jump in, mate? We'll get going?
Sure.
Let's start at the beginning. Let's start. Now, it's been tradition in this show that we do every week a rundown of all the gigs that happened at the Greens and at the Apollo. But guys, look at this.
Can't see it.
There are massive. You can't see it. What you got your glasses on, right? And there's been a lot of gigs. So Andy's going to try and take us through some of these gigs while I try and fix the chat because I still can't see the chat. So, Mr. Muir in Sydney, over to you, mate. Go.
Caught me there.
Impress us all.
Caught me. Impress you all. All right. Okay. What a week. 67. I don't know why this is incorrect here. Oh no, that's right. Yeah, the Chorals and Scottish Orchestra played 3 nights over 4 years. Fleetwood Mac, North Winds and Trees played Friday, November the 20th, 1970. I should have checked, but that's Peter Green time.
Yeah,
Peter Green,
I think so.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that would have been a fantastic gig. I would have liked to go. I think that was a student union gig. They organised it, I think. The Beach Boys, supported by The Flame, and I don't know why Nazareth are in there as well, unless they something's wrong with my database here. Anyway, Beach Boys of The Flame, they played Thursday, November the 26th, 1978. I listened to this album. It's called Surf's Up.
Right.
Good album. Yeah, good. Bit different, quite different. Lots of different styles. It's not all surf USA. It's more of a sort of there's a lot of environmental chat in it, lyrics and stuff. So it's pretty good. I don't know where this picture's from. I found it, but I think it's probably in Edinburgh or something because it looks
It could be.
Edinburgh, that background, but it's definitely in Scotland unless they've gone to
Yeah.
Canada and pretended
Canada.
they're in Scotland. But didn't look up the flame. But I did listen to that album. I thought it was great album. But they did 2 shows that night, and in Scotland. But
Whoa.
didn't look up the flame. But I did listen to that album. I thought Aye. So you're doing what I do.
That's all right. Fixed it.
I don't know why Nazareth are here, but that might be a mistake on my part. The Groundhogs, Gentle Giant, and Stray played on November the 20th, 1972.
It's quite a unusual mix, that, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, sort of blues rock,
Groundhogs,
proggy twiddly, and
Groundhogs Boogie. Well, they were a wee bit proggy, weren't they?
no, well, I didn't think they were.
Oh, all right, okay. A little bit of there's a lot of noodling, bluesy
There's
noodling.
a fair amount of noodling now, but I mean, Gentle Giant are the master noodlers.
Right. Okay. Well, that's another band I need to listen to. I should have given them a go there.
Oh, wait here. See you, mate.
What?
Well, listening to them takes a lot of time.
All right, okay. And Stray, they've done a few gigs at the Apollo. Slade, supported by Susie Quattro and Thin Lizzy. That I listened to the live Thin Lizzy album, Slade Alive. Brilliant, love it. Listened to Thin Lizzy. It was they were doing Shades of a Blue Orphanage, and Susie Quattro was just doing the album called. She hadn't had her album out yet, but the nearest album I could find was one out next year. The year after, just called Susie Quattro. Brilliant, loved it. It was amazing. It was good. Slade were great, but I didn't see the gig, so I'm assuming that they were amazing because I doubt that they would do a bad gig. Nashville Cavalcade. That was a sort of tour for an album,
right?
Like a sampler tour.
Was it?
So there was a few sort of country bands on that tour. I'm surmising there because there's an album called Nashville Cavalcade out about the same time, so I'm guessing that's what's going on. That was on November the 22nd, 1973. Mott the Hoople and Queen, supported by Queen. I think this was Queen's first.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is Queen's first support slot. Maybe. But I did listen to that Queen album too. That was a great album. Right. I've forgotten what it's called, but it was good. And the Mott the Hoople, I listened to their live albums. 2 live albums. Really good band. I'm surprised that I knew as many songs as I did, but maybe it's just because I've heard lots of bands doing covers of them.
Absolutely.
But they would have been a great band live. Good band live. And their songs are great. Good rock songs. And Queen probably were a good show too. I'm not sure. Did I read in the chat that Queen blew them off the stage, but I think that would be hard to do, because Mott the Hoople on their they'd be on their A game there.
Yeah.
Gary Glitter and the Glitter Band played on November the 25th, 1973. That's Gary doing his traditional getting the coffers ready for Christmas tours. Kevin Ayers, Barracuda, and John Baldry played Wednesday 20th, 1974. Kevin Ayers, is he a country guy? Not a country, sort of folky bloke.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not certain. I don't.
I'll need to check, but I didn't actually listen to Kevin Ayers. Sparks Pilot played November the 22nd, 1974. Quite like Sparks, although I did think that they're good. They've got a lot of the songs are got a similar sound because the guy's got a great voice and it's very, distinctive. They're a good band, but I didn't see anyone posting that they'd been to Sparks. Fairport Convention played November the 24th, 1974, supported by Bryn Hayworth. I was going to look up Bryn. Sorry, Bryn, didn't get to it, but I know you play guitar, and I know you're a kind of folky-ish type player. But Fairport Convention, I listened to a live album of theirs. Oh, I loved it.
Really?
I didn't think I would, but I did. I did. There was this song called Sloth,
Right.
right? Oh,
Sloth.
great. Sloth. I know. I was thinking that's going to be a weird song. 11-minute long, and it's sort of like a Pink Floyd song.
All right.
It's quite like Comfortably Numb, I think.
All right.
It's probably got the same. There's a couple of chords in there that are the same, and the sort of could be a Pink Floydy solo in there. Great song, great album. But you know, if you were there at the gig, let us know and tell us if it was good or not. Because I enjoyed that live album.
It says here the album featured the 9-minute track Sloth, which remained part of the group's live set for many years.
Yeah, brilliant.
Described as haunting, moody, and dazzling. There you go.
Yeah, it's a brilliant, and I'd never heard of it, so it's a good song. So it must have, it got sloth a bit slow. Yes, Boots. Yes.
Yeah, well done.
Yes.
Got the chat working, incidentally, in case you hadn't noticed.
Yeah, excellent. I noticed. Where are we? George and Gwen McRae, supported by Carol Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
They were just coming out with an album a year later. These were sort of soul people.
Motownish.
No, not Motown.
No?
Just soul and yeah. The album after this one, oh my god. The album after this tour, I listened to it. I was like, all right, okay. The song's called Together. It's mostly about sex and
All right, okay.
breaking up and then having more sex.
Oh, fine. Okay.
But yeah, it's fine.
Standard pop music stuff.
Well, there's a song called Rub. I'll let your imagination with that. And Kung Fu Fighting, Carl Douglas.
Yeah.
Like, I listened to this album. It's called The Sound of Kung Fu Fighter, right?
Oh, God. What were you on?
There's a song like it's a good Kung Fu Fighting. Great wee song, great hit. Well, a lot of people liked it. And I think I read that they wrote it it was a B-side.
Right.
They just thought, oh, we need a song for a B-side, so they just banged out this Kung Fu Fighting in about 20 minutes or something. But there's another song called Green Tangerine and Wild Evergreens. It's the same song. I just changed the words. And another song called Dance the Kung Fu.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really, really the same song. He was mining the same stream of the same seam of lyrical.
A bit like Bach, mate. A bit like Bach.
No, not like Bach. Bach wouldn't have gone Kung Fu. He wouldn't have gone Kung Fu. He wouldn't have gone the full Kung Fu. Okay, where are we? Nearly halfway. Are we? Oh God, no one. Right. So
it feels like it.
Nazareth, get it right, Roundy. Nazareth and Snafu played November the 21st, 1975. Listen to, Nazareth, great band. I listened to a live album and Hair of the Dog. He's old man. My guy can sing.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. He's an amazing singer, and a great band. I loved it. I loved that album. I didn't listen to Snafu. Sorry. Where are we up to? Snafu. Oh, Supertramp and Joan Armatrading and the movies played on Monday, November the 24th, 1974. That was Supertramp headlining. I listened to the Supertramp album. Well, I tried to listen to the Supertramp album. Well, I did actually, but it wasn't catching my interest. Although it did have all those big hits, Sister Moonshine and all that. Nah, I didn't. It wasn't grabbing me. Sorry, Supertramp, but I'm sure there's lots of fans there at Apollo to watch you. Sorry, my screen's gone a bit weird here. Where are we? Tammy Wynette again. She played last year, this week. She played on November the 25th, 1975. She'd be a good country. I mean, she knows how to put on a show. This show, on the night after, 26th of November 1975, Paul Kossoff, supported by Out to Lunch. Listen to a Paul Kossoff album. Oh man, brilliant. He's great. But a sad end to a great guitarist. And unfortunately, he didn't live very much longer after that. Nazareth again. Well, I don't know. I didn't see many reports of the show, but there was conflicting reports because Professor McAdam put on a post, and he said it was a bit he heard it was shambolic, and someone said, nah, it was quite good, and someone else says it wasn't. But everyone's opinion of a gig is different. It's odd. Nazareth played on November the 23rd, 1976. Again, good. They'd be rocking the stage, giving it laldy.
For sure.
Man and Alcatraz played November the 24th, 1976. I saw one of our newer members there had a little poster from the Apollo, or a little flyer or something on his wall, signed by Man. Yeah, he's a new. I think he's a new poster, a new member. But yeah, I didn't. Do you know what Man are like? Are they?
Yeah, they're kind of quite twiddly, proggy again, quite classically leaning. They're quite. I mean, they're good, they're good, talented, very talented musicians. I'm not sure melodically they're quite. They're not foot tappers, in my opinion. But I know a couple of friends of mine are big fans of them. Really like them.
Okay. All right. Go away. What are you doing? Why are you going? Come on. Where are you? Cliff Richards played. Cliff Richards, I said it.
You said it.
Cliff Richard played November 26, 1976. He was releasing his, what was that album? Forgot the name of it.
I've never known the name of it, and I don't really want to, so don't tell me.
You should be well versed in the Cliff Richards, mate.
Well, yeah.
I'm Nearly Famous. That's what it was.
I used to go to sleep with the pillow over my head, so I couldn't hear it down in the living room. Oh dear.
I'm Nearly Famous. Yeah, that's the one with Devil Woman on it. Yeah,
right, okay.
No More Lonely Nights. Two great songs.
Good pop songs, yeah.
Yeah, and I read the thing for the album. It said they cast the request for the songs quite wide to get some good songs, and they did. They got some good songs, and it's recorded so sweetly. It's beautiful. You know, it sounds really great.
Yeah.
The sound of it is amazing. Cher and Greg Allman. I don't know about this, but I think Derek put a poster on it. I don't know what was going on with Cher and Greg Allman, but
they're married.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Yeah.
Romantically, look at those sideburns.
I know, quite serious, aren't they? They didn't have a very good relationship. It was kind of one of these crash bang wallop jobs.
Or was it?
Yeah.
A rebound job.
It was a bit awful. Yeah. They were married. I think they were married for about. I can't. It's a month or 2 weeks or something.
For as long as this tour.
Aye. Yeah. Just about. Yeah.
I can't get over that guy's sideburns there. He'll have to lift them up to shave under his chin. That's crazy. But yeah, I wonder was anybody there? Who was at that gig? Because
yes, it's a very peculiar. It's a peculiar mix. Their music doesn't it doesn't immediately suggest that they would be good together. But
an odd pairing.
Yeah.
Well, musically, or maybe. Yeah, I don't know. He would be changing his style. David Essex and the Alessi brothers played Monday, November the 22nd, Monday the 21st, 1977. Oh, in the height of the punk era, David Essex. You're in the height of the punk era. Right, that's funny. David Essex, the Alessi brothers played. I guess the punk bands were just kicking about in the wee venues at the time.
Yeah.
But that would have been, for David Essex fans, pretty sure that would have been a great show. Uriah Heep. I'll take that as a comment. Uriah Heep, because it's certainly not a question. Uriah Heep and Fury played November the 22nd, 1977. I'm pretty sure that would be great.
Yeah, good gig.
But no, for the amount of people on this on the site, I would have thought there'd be more people posting. Maybe they haven't; they've lost their tickets. But there's some good bands here. Maybe it's not front of mind. I'll go and post on the Facebook page. But there's been a few good ones I thought this week were good. Okay. Steve Gibbons Band in Bethnal played November the 23rd, 1977. Steve Gibbons, I think this was his last. I think I gleaned this information from Derek that this was the last appearance of Steve Gibbons, and it was his first. It was his first headline tour, but he'd done a fair few support slots, but they were a sort of pub rock band there. Yeah, good band, I think. Horselips. I wanted to listen to Horselips this week. Just didn't get to them, and they played November the 24th, 1977, and the Chieftains played on November the 26th, 1977. They're both Irish.
Yeah, folk music, mad. Yeah,
I think the Horselips are more rock-ish.
folk rock. Yeah. Still quite folky though.
Yeah, but I did listen to the Chieftains album. They had all these albums, and I think up till the 9th or the 8th album, they were just called the Chieftains 1, Chieftains 2, Chieftains 3. For this tour, it was called the Chieftains 7.
All right, okay.
Yeah, but it was
for Peter Gabriel, mate. What for Peter Gabriel?
Oh yeah, okay, all right. Yeah. But I did enjoy the Chieftains album. It was good to hear some folky music. Yeah, but it would have been a good night. This show, I've heard this show. The next show, talking about Eric Clapton and Muddy Waters, played November the 24th, 1978. I've heard both sets on this I think I got them from Jack, or I saw them on YouTube. Pretty good. Muddy Waters is in good form. He didn't play a long set, but he did play a set. Good man. And Eric Clapton was not bad that night, but leaning on his band to do a lot of the stuff. But he's still, he's Eric Clapton. People go to see him. Cliff Richards played Richards. you make me say that. Cliff Richard played 4 nights, Friday to the Saturday in November. No, actually. Yeah, Friday the 21st to the November the 24th. 4 nights at the Apollo. I'm sure he must have been super popular then, because that's 4 nights in a row. And yeah, excellent. Well done, Cliff. You got out of that tour he did in the 1976. The year before, he hadn't had any chart hit, which was a first for like 20 years or something. Right. Yeah, not 20 years, but for 15 years he hadn't had a song in the charts. So that was his sort of comeback, that I'm Nearly Famous album. That springboarded him, kickstarted his success later on. Rod Stewart played 2 nights, November the 28th and the 24th and the 25th of November. Did I say that? 1980. We're in the 80s now, Andy. That's Lurex and Fluoro Colours. and I'm pretty sure that was the tour where he's wearing his could have been any tour, but he's wearing his tiger stripe
I think it was, mate. I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're
gear.
right. Yeah.
So, I quite liked Rod. I like Rod. He's a good singer. Just went a wee bit too poppy for me. But if you like that, you like that. Chris, I went to see him in the
We
90s.
went to see him in Parthead, didn't we? He was very good.
No, I went to see him at the SEC.
All right, okay, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Was Tina Turner supporting? Not sure.
It was Squeeze. I saw it was Squeeze, Little Angels, and Co. I think supported him when I saw him.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't see them. The Human League played November the 20th, 1981. I fell asleep to this album last night.
Oh, good, best thing.
No. It's like, I listened to it. I'd forgotten that I knew all the songs on it because my sister played. I could hear they'd soaked into my being through osmosis, and I knew all the songs, but not on purpose. I hadn't purposely listened to it, but I hear shades. Well, there's a lot of shade of craft work on it, and bands like that. But good band.
I saw them in London at the Camden Underworld.
Oh yeah, good.
And I don't know if you remember this. You and I got invited to this gig, and it was we ended up getting. There was the guys from Spandau Ballet. Yeah, we did.
Right.
And I ended up sitting with the big duffer, the singer from Spandau Ballet, who's seriously boring. His wife was lovely. She was a really nice person. He was an absolute numpty. But the band were great. They were actually very good. Not my sort of music, but they were really good. They were
How come we got invited?
But because of something we did on the Apollo website, I can't remember. It was who was it that took us down? There was somebody from one of the DJs. I can't remember. It's so long ago now. It's probably about 12 years ago or even more than that now. Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
But no, they were great. They were really good live. They were good. I enjoyed them.
Oh, right. Okay. But I had listened to great, good pop songs in that band. Shakin' Stevens and Shakin' Pyramids played the Apollo on the 21st of October 1981, Saturday night.
Sold right out.
Sold right out.
I did.
Good night in Glasgow.
Have you heard the latest news?
Yeah. I heard that Status Quo supporting
the Wombles. Shakin' Stevens supporting the Wombles in their new tour. Look at that, man.
Yeah,
Gee,
well,
God. Oh. Anyway, Shaky will blow them off the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but
dear me.
Yeah. I don't understand. Well, anyway.
Gerald's saying that Cliff Richard will be forever Cliff Richards now, mate.
All right, okay. I know, Gerald, it's his fault. He keeps calling it's him. It's him, Mammy. It's him.
Here's Graham Mac's on from across the water. Hello, Mac. How you doing? Good to see you back. Happy Thanksgiving from across the pond. Oh, it's that this week, isn't it? Steve Given's band last tour with the original band members. Aha. Although they reformed over the years for the odd gig, they did an in-concert special the following Saturday. Which was simultaneously broadcast. Really? That's a bit modern, isn't it?
Okay, that's good.
And it was simultaneously broadcast on Radio 1 and on BBC 2. All the tracks from the gig were posted by Steve's official account on YouTube. There you go. As always, Max, full of interesting information.
I better have a listen to that.
Yeah,
the Stranglers, Mr. Spratt's 20th Century Popular Motet, and Taxi Girl played November the 23rd.
What was
if I remember correctly, I think Mr. Spratt's 20th Century Popular Motet was a puppet show. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, right. I
think it was a puppet show, but it was an actual puppet show, I think. With Chuck's way to do stuff, I think. I'm not sure how that would go down with the Apollo crowd, but I'm sure they gave him a
I think you can probably guess.
They gave him a fine reception, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
And it was a Stranglers crowd, so they weren't.
Yeah, they wouldn't be that gentle. would
They- I was going to say they'd be, patient and understanding.
Oh, I don't think so.
Glenn Campbell and Diane Followman played November the 25th, 1981. I listened to the album for this. I don't know if it's not my cup of tea for Glenn.
Glenn Campbell, yeah.
I do like Glenn. I do like some
Yeah, me
Glenn
too.
Campbell stuff, like Wichita Lineman and all that. But yeah, the stuff he did with Jimmy Webb is really good.
Great guitarist, absolutely brilliant guitarist.
Fantastic guitarist. And I've still to watch that documentary about him, about his is it Alzheimer's he had?
Yeah, he had some sort of degenerative disorder. Yeah.
John Denver played November the 22nd, 1982. Sorry, John, I didn't get round to listening to you. I'm sure you were very good because you usually,
I was weirdly. I was getting ready to do a talk this week, and I was talking about. Do you remember Jacques Cousteau?
I do remember Jacques Cousteau.
Right. Well, John Denver wrote a song about Jacques Cousteau. So I was playing that in the background. As I was speaking, it was cool. It's called Calypso, I think it was called. It was really quite a terrible song, I have to say, mate. It was really quite terrible, but I like the fact that he'd written a song about Jacques Cousteau, which is really cool.
That was the name of his boat, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, it was. Yeah. So it was good. It was funny. Sorry to interrupt.
It's all right. Interrupt the week. The Jam and APB played November the 25th, 1982. I listened to the Jam live album from around this time. Dig the New Breed, I think it was. And this was the Jam's last tour as the Jam.
Yeah, I think it might have been. Yeah, it's pretty close to it. Yeah.
I think this was the last tour. I listened to that Jam album. I usually like the Jam, but there was something. I wasn't getting into them this week. But I do like them,
The style council sound was starting to come into it. It was like that fasciitis, the creeping skin disease. The style council. Bleh. Oh God, yeah.
I did read a little thing on this music app that I've got. It said Weller's liner notes. This is for the album. Sorry, not for the tour. It was a live album. It said Weller's liners notes are amusing as well, and certainly read a heck of a lot better than the cappuccino nonsense that plagued the Style Council's efforts. I didn't much. Style Council didn't really do anything at all for me, but I did like the Jam. I mean, they get great songs.
Good band.
Tracks. Like In the City, well, on this live album, like In the City, All the Mod Cons,
Well, the recordings have been.
That's Entertainment. It's a brilliant song. Going Underground is an excellent song too.
Fabulous song.
Great. In the City, great album, great song. Sorry, but this was the last tour. I'm sure that would have been a sellout, and the Jam faithful. Oh, I was going to say something jammy. The Jam faithful would be sticking together. No, it's rubbish. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. Talk to myself. Robert Plant played November the 22nd, 1983. I do like Robert Plant, and I heard a lot of people were giving him some abuse for this. Probably giving stay away, all that shit. But I do like those two albums, Principal Moments and Pictures at 11. Great albums, and he probably would have played tracks from both those albums there.
I'd like to have seen him, but I didn't.
Oh yeah, I would have loved to have seen him. And I did listen to it. He's got a new album out this week called Raise the Roof with Robert Plant and Alison Krauss.
Has he?
Oh, it's lovely.
All right.
She's a great
She's
singer.
incredible.
Yeah, but they go well together. Those voices, obviously, because this is the second album.
Yeah.
Only the 12 years after, or 13 years after the first album.
Is that how long it is?
something like that. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, time does fly, doesn't it?
God.
Yeah. Eurythmics, supported by Virgin Dance, played November the 23rd, 1983. It was a Wednesday night. Hopefully, a lot of people came out to see Eurythmics. That would be 1983. Height of their, would that be height? Height of their fame, I think. No, it wouldn't be height of their fame because they got bigger than that, but they played stadiums and everything. But on the ascendancy there. Great band. I quite like them. But one of my mates here, I think I might have said this before. One of my mates was taken to a concert here, and he said the worst night of his life.
Okay.
I thought they were quite good. He goes, "Nah, mate, they were the worst night of my worst night of his life." ZZ Top, Wendy and the Rockets played Thursday, November the 22nd, 1983. Very memorable gig for you and I think.
Yeah,
We were
absolutely.
both there.
One of the best.
And, a great gig. It was a great gig. Wendy and the Rockets. I actually listened to Wendy and the Rockets album this week. Quite good. I remember thinking they were okay. They were okay. She's a good singer, and it was a very well produced album. And I remember looking up, going, "Oh, they're not bad."
I bought the single after the ZZ Top gig. Yeah, I did. It's downstairs somewhere.
Right. But the ZZ Top gig was performance was really good. Can't fault them. Yeah, can't really fault them.
No.
Beards, guitars. Stuff. Having someone explain what pearl necklace was to me. I was only young. I was only a young boy.
I think I had a similar experience, mate, to be honest. I don't know.
I was like, what? Really? Okay. I don't know about that. That sounds a bit weird. Anyway, good songs there. Under Pressure. Lyrics for Under Pressure are a bit mad too. And it was a great gig. But it's well remembered for the dummy roadie falling off the...
Yeah, that was good, wasn't
it? Yeah. Off the lighting rig, which was good. Coming on after that was good. That was a bit of a shock for everyone, I think. And that was the days before the internet, so you wouldn't know.
That's right.
They'd done it the night before.
Well, it was loud screaming, wasn't it? It was definitely like, oh, Fishy, something's happened here.
Yeah. Whoa, what that? Someone just fell over. Hot Chocolate played Friday, November the 25th, 1983. Man, ZZ Top and then Hot Chocolate the night after. That's some week. See, like Robert Plant Years mix ZZ Top, Hot Chocolate. Wow, that was a good week. I listened to the Hot Chocolate album. You don't remember anything, do you? It's good. It was quite fun. It's quite a fun album. Mystery, it was called.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, Girl Crazy was the big hit off that album.
Aye. Yeah. I remember that. Gun did quite a good version of one of their songs recently, didn't they? Wasn't it too bad at all?
They did two versions of their song, I think.
It was good. Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, you're right. I was thinking of Word Up. They did Everyone's a Winner.
Yeah, that was good.
That's what they did. When you say recently,
it was a wee while ago now, but
you say it recently, but it was a while ago.
It was between 5 and 20 years ago.
It was 1983, wasn't it? That was recently.
No, it was in my head. Yeah.
But that, Hot Chocolate would have put on a good show.
Yeah.
Boxcar Willie and the Texas Trainmen and Rattlesnake Annie and Australia. The whole country came to play. I listened to an album of his. Oh my goodness. It was very country. It was
the ultimate country album. Yeah.
Well, it was called the greatest collection ever made.
Yes.
That is a big claim.
that isn't
Right.
it?
First song, King of the Road. I'm not even sure that was his song, but
Good song.
There's this. Oh, he even does Convoy, which it's not even his song. Phantom 309, Magic. The story songs. They're just crazy stories, man.
They're brilliant.
They're brilliant. They're funny stories.
My dog
Sex.
died last night, and I fell in love.
Oh man.
Yeah.
There's a cracking one about a young boy who's disabled, and all the truckers go round to his house, and it's very funny. He's on the CB.
Aye.
My daddy died last month, and the only company I have is talking to the
Like a
truckers.
dog.
Talking to the truckers. I'm like, okay, wouldn't happen nowadays. Yeah. Phantom 309, story about a truck that crashed and picks up people and takes them to the anyway. Great, good songs, good stories. Yeah, good. And I listened to a Rattlesnake Eye song as well. Same idea. Country songs. Can't really go wrong. Your Cheating Heart. Great songs. Yeah, he'd be good.
It's funny. I used to hate country. I couldn't stand it, and I still don't like the sort of the mushy country stuff. But I do like country rock, apart from the Eagles, of course, which are not allowed in my house. But I do like a lot of that stuff, and of course, there's a lot of younger bands now, aren't there, doing that sort of sound?
Yeah. There's a lot of money in it.
Aye, no, there is huge market in America. It's unbelievably big. How big it is in America?
Well, it's not a big stretch to go from country to country rock now.
No, that's right. There's loads of them. There's so many of them that Blackberry Smoke are a great example, aren't they? Because they do pure country songs, and then Skinner songs. They're fantastic. But there's a few comments.
Yeah. Sorry.
On you go. Go on.
No, I'm just going to say that they would be prime example of a band that would be kicking arse at the Apollo.
They'd be brilliant at the Apollo, wouldn't they? With that audience, I think they'd be brilliant anyway, and I don't understand why they're not bigger, to be honest. So, on the subject of America, Doug's just said he was at the Stranglers gig that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Hugh Cornwell thought that we all looked like the SAS because it was 6 months after the Iranian embassy siege. What? Okay, I don't understand that.
You're all wearing black camouflage? Black. You're just wearing black combat gear.
Yeah, then Ricky Price is saying Shaky once fell off the stage in German version of Top of the Pops, looked under the influence. Yeah, I think Shaky's quite a lad, actually. I don't think he's boring, Shaky. He might give Francis a kick up the backside, although I doubt it. Mr. Sprats were a band that had no instruments and made the sound of instruments with their voices.
Well, I think Mr. Sprat was a puppeteer, I think, too. Okay. Thank you, Facebook user.
Thank you, Facebook user. Dave Wilson saying, I was at the Robert Plant gig. Great gig that he was able to listen to once again, thanks to Jack McCarthy. Yeah. And do you know what, Dave? I haven't heard that recording. Have you heard that recording?
Yeah.
I haven't heard it. I need to get hold of that because I'd like to hear
that. Kenneth Brown on YouTube has commented. He says that was his first solo gig after Led Zeppelin at the Apollo. That's right. It was the night after ZZ Top, or a couple of nights after ZZ Top, and I think he was at that gig, the ZZ Top gig.
He was. Because I remember them waving up. I think Billy Sloan claimed that he got Plant in, although I think Tom Russell might have been the one that might have done it. But anyway, I don't know what happened. But Kenny,
Tom Russell. I think it was Tom Russell. He told us that. Yeah.
It was. But I've also heard Billy Sloan claiming the same thing.
Oh, okay. It said that he apologised the following night in Edinburgh for the short set in Glasgow as he was very nervous about the show, about the solo. Oh, mate, you're Robert Plant. Come on.
That's good. So it's a professional. Kenny Brown's saying he's got photos in the loft. Get up that loft. We want to see these, mate. Please. Yeah. That'd be great. Tony is saying he's lost the signal. Sorry, it looks all right at this end, fella. But it's quite wild outside. But I've actually got hardwired internet now, Andy. Cat 6 hardwired. Oh, it's brilliant. And on the country theme, Tony said he's got to see Cadillac 3 next month. Great band. Really good example of the sort of country rock that's around just now. John's in. Hi, John. He's saying I love country rock. What is this one? I had to when I worked on 3C Continuous Cool Country. As part of Rudy Clyde's DAB digital service, it opened my ears to the amazing range of modern country. Absolutely, John. Completely agree with you. I was definitely closed-eared to a lot of the good stuff that was out there until probably. Do you know what? Probably the Black Crowes, Andy. When they came along and Cry of Love came along with that really quite heavily influenced by the country scene.
Yeah.
To open
Still, I think that's more southern.
It is, but it's linked, isn't it? It's pretty linked, I think, a lot of that. It's similar stuff. Yeah, thanks for that, John. And then Kenneth saying, started with In the Mood. Really? I still remember it like it was yesterday. I bet you do. Yeah. I would love to have been at that. I really would have. I've seen Robert Plant. I saw him in the Naughties, and he was in India somewhere mentally. You know, it was all ping pong, ting, bing a ding dong. It was all right night, but they did a version of Kashmir that sounded like something you get in an Indian restaurant. You know, it was wasn't special, but yeah, I would love to have seen him at any time before the Naughties, I think. So, Andy, well done. You got through all of that. Well done, fella. That was a lot to get through again.
Sorry for being rubbish.
You did very well. You did very well, very, very well. So there's just a few things that I wanted to pick up. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll talk about the socials, then we'll pick those up. There's a couple of things that I think we should. Okay, let's do this bit. Andy said he thought I had a yeast infection. It's Barocca. So what's been happening on the socials this week?
On the socials.
Is it any clearer from the Facebook's thing?
I can't work it out.
Thanks, Facebook. Meta. Yeah, excellent.
It's making my life more difficult as well. Because these people join up and put nonsense on. Yeah. So this week, 890 people posted and commented, which seems a bit low.
That's low, yeah.
But it said there's 44,020 people viewed, which is good.
That's good. That's amazing. But I think we should just cherry pick what we like here, Andy.
Okay. There's 10,407 members, which is fantastic. Yeah. And 49 new members joined up this week, which I don't know how they work it out, but that's how they work it out. 118 posts, or is it 132? Keeps changing.
It's difficult to know, isn't it? Yeah.
1,521 comments and 4,916 reactions. That's it. That's what happened in the socials. But I had a good laugh at some. Not a good laugh. There was quite interesting stuff posted this week.
I thought so.
Again, have you any highlights?
There was a couple I thought would be. I actually thought, well, one you've already mentioned was this photograph. I don't think I'd seen that before.
No, I'd never seen it.
Yeah. And it's a cracking photograph. I mean, they look really young there, don't they? So what was it, you reckon, 1970 sometime?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a nice one. The other one, I think it was another new member who happens to be in a Rush tribute act, Steve Brown.
Oh, yes.
Thanks, Steve. And Steve, it was very clever advertising there, Steve. He didn't get barred like a lot of other folk who don't ask permission. So it was quite clever, well done. And obviously...
I did say to him...
Did you? Don't do it again, you cheeky monkey.
No, I didn't say it. I said, if you're going to post, make it sensible.
Ask. Anyway, but he did remind us of the fantastic Apollo crowd on Exit Stage Left and Closer to the Heart. And
if you're around in Glasgow tomorrow, his band
you like Rush,
are playing Ivory Blacks.
Yeah.
And I've listened to some of Steve's stuff as well.
Yeah,
he's got an album out, and one of the songs is called Tam Sayer or something.
Oh, that's the Scottish version.
Yeah.
Excellent. Tony's going to the gig tomorrow. I would be going as well. If I was in Glasgow, I'd be going as well. Definitely, without a doubt, I'd be going. So that
And
was
he
one I
also,
liked.
he also runs the Rush Convention in Scotland.
Aye. That does quite well now, I think. So yeah, maybe talk to him about how we do it for the Apollo Convention next year. But
yeah, that would be
the
good.
other thing that I forgot to mention, and it might not, most of you, I doubt most of you know who this guy is. This is David Longton, and he died this week, and he is the guy who fronts a British prog band called Big Big Train. He had an accident. We don't know what happened. At least I've not read in the media what happened. But the poor soul was only 56. The new album's just out. I think it's coming out in January. So it was really sad news. David, I thought David was brilliant, and saw him a very sort of Peter Gabriel type singer as you get in a lot of these prog bands. But he was bloody good, and he actually auditioned for Genesis when Phil packed it in for that wee space of time, and he came. Rumour has it he came second, so he was almost in Genesis. But thanks, mate, you were brilliant. And I just think it's terribly sad. The guy had a load in front of him. He was really far too young to be dying. But I don't know what happened, as I say. But he's a good fella. Good fella.
Oh, wow.
And shook his hand once. He was a gentleman. He was a nice fella. Nice guy. So,
yeah.
So will we have some music? Will we have some music? I think we'll have some music. Last week, we've all been talking about this lot, where I'm a Slade. And in the after show, I got accused of influencing people to buy Slade albums. So, but somebody challenged me to see if we could get Sweet on. And unfortunately, we had a look, couldn't find any recordings from the Apollo. However, I found this, which is another very popular band from the Apollo, but completely different genre of music. And actually, it's quite odd that we've never played them before. So this is the Rosellos from the Glasgow Apollo in 1978, Christmas 78, playing Ballroom Blitz.
Let's go! passionate one. Oh yeah! Say one, check. Somebody said check. Then the man started breathing when they all started leaving. Yeah. And the man in the back said everyone attack and it turned into a ballroom blitz. And the girl in the corner said, "Boy, you wonder why?" And it turned into a ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz. It's a ballroom blitz. It's a ballroom blitz. It's a ballroom blitz. Yeah, it's a ballroom blitz. Yeah. Thank you. You've been great.
That was all right, wasn't it?
That was very good. I enjoyed that.
And I
And
found
we're
this.
still on air.
Yeah, we're okay. We're not banned yet. No, we're not banned yet. We're still going.
Yeah, that's very good. I enjoyed
That picture's from the Apollo stage. It was. I found it on one of the on the internet somewhere, and
wow.
yeah, and there's quite a lot of comments about them. They're saying that this was their final show before reforming later. Yeah, and then they're back together again. And yeah, we know that they're back together again. We've heard from them, so it's quite cool. But yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that. It was good.
She dressed like Betty Rumble or something.
She does look like yeah. She used to flash stuff, didn't she? She was famous for it.
Oh.
But yeah, takes all sorts. But no, they were good. That's good. It's good to hear a different type of music as well. They're a good wee band, weren't they?
Yeah.
And do you notice the Undertones were supporting them?
Oh, mate, that would have been
That'd have been some gig. That
a good gig.
I'd have enjoyed that.
I love the Undertones. I was trying to learn how to play Teenage Kicks last week.
All right, aye.
Didn't go well. Didn't go well. I just need to keep doing it. I just need to have a go
Practicing it, yeah. But no, Faye was quite a character. I think she was. Yeah, I think they were quite a good band, the Rosillos, and I think the Undertones, they were great. I mean, I was disappointed when they split up because I didn't like what the wee man did when he went solo. It all went a bit poppy, didn't it? And now he's, what is he, cultural ambassador for music or something?
Good on him.
Yeah, he's done very well politically. But
Ricky Price says Faye Flintstone.
Yeah. But yeah, very good, very good. So a couple of other things before we have a final piece of music. I think what we'll do is we'll just very quickly remind you that we're coming together quite soon to do something. And he plays the wrong video.
You lucky you didn't catch me doing the drums there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Doing beautiful things.
Run.
And we've still never been banned, mate, even with that little bit of AC/DC at the end. Yes.
There's time yet, mate.
It'll come. It'll come. So, Lauders, 17th of December, we're getting together, as a lot of you know, and a lot of you are coming, which is fantastic. We've still got tickets left. We haven't sold any this week, mate. None at all. So we've sold 63 tickets. We've got 80 that'll fill the place. So if you could get your tickets in, it's only a few weeks away now. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm coming up on the evening of the 16th now, but I'm staying to the 19th. So I'm hoping to see some of you and do some filming. And on that front, and I won't play the trailer, but on that front, a couple of people have actually been in touch, Andy, to do Zooms with me to make films.
No way.
Yeah. So fantastic. I've got one next week and one the following week. So look out for some new films. I'm delighted. Thank you. If you're there, I won't say who it is, but if you're there, thanks very much. Absolutely delighted that folk are starting to get in touch. That's great. It's a great sign. Great sign. We'll get there because we think it's important. So, it won't take a genius to work out what we're going to go out with tonight, because I've been completely absorbed by Fish this week and amazed by him. He wasn't able to look at Andy's face. Look, he can't help it. Like, and it's funny because
I'm just getting my.
You can go and get a cup of tea.
Yeah, I'm getting my costume for Fish next year. Just
Aye.
beer.
But well, it was so funny at the gig. Andy and I have been listening to this Fish on Friday thing he's been doing, and Andy, the number of T-shirts with Fish on Friday on it was amazing. It's one cool bit of marketing he's done. Yeah, I mean the gig was sold out, and there was a lot of Fish on Friday T-shirts going on there. So
Oh, that's
uh,
good.
the big man did a good job, and I mean he's
But
put it.
they were selling them there, or this was people wearing them to the gig.
They were wearing them to the gig, and they were selling them. I mean, I never queue for merchandise, but there was queues round the hall selling these Fish on Friday shirts. It was hilarious.
Wow.
Starting at extra large, but it was it was great.
He knows his demographic then, doesn't he?
He's not daft, aye, but no, the big man knows what he's doing. So the Marillion Boys only played the Apollo once in their career, and it was near the beginning of their career. And this is a recording. It's a pretty good recording from Rescued Recordings. And I'm just going to mention those guys again before we play the music. Hold on, let me get this wee thing up. Rescued Recordings is our little brother on here. They're absolutely amazing. It's run by Jack, Stephen, and Phil. We couldn't do it without them. They've now gathered over 300 shows. And some new ones. They got Utopia, Todd Rundgren recording this week that's never been heard before. So absolutely fantastic, and we'll maybe play that next week. Actually, mate, I'll have a listen to it. I haven't listened to it yet, so that's why I didn't play it this week. But
is that out? I don't get it.
Well, there's a couple of folk have said about ours as well that the notifications don't always work. Facebook's just full of nonsense. I mean, they just keep changing stuff, as you know, mate. But so this is Garden Party live from the Glasgow Apollo. And the likes of our boot-wearing community will be glad to hear that I've only played 5 minutes of it, because there is a big bit at the end that goes on with the crowd, and I've cut that out. So here is the most excellent Fish on the Boys, Mr. Rothery giving it loud, Pete Treveres playing brilliant bass, and the drummer and the keyboard, Mark Kelly, absolutely outstanding. This is Marillion from the Glasgow Apollo. I so wish I had been at this gig. And so they noodled on into the night. Fantastic. I loved that. Andy's in a coma. Derek, you can turn the volume back up, Derek. So the big man can't sing like that anymore, but nevertheless, fantastic. I loved it. So I hope you enjoyed it, folks. That's the song that Boris Johnson's not keen on, if you know the lyrics. So watch today as it did back then. So let's see what folk are saying.
Pig, is it?
No. Peter's saying Fishing Friday's not for Jambo as well. I get my end in there a few times. I tell him what I think a few times. He never reads them out. But it has once, I think. But you can't help it if he's a hibby. That's his one fault. He'd be hibby. But anyway, so hope you enjoyed that. Now, what we'd like to finish on is the usual stuff, really, where we'd like to invite you to come and join us for a drink over on the Zooms. And I do have a little thing here that I usually play, which I'm going to play because I quite like it. Now, let me just do this, mate. I want to show you this. Where is it? Here it is. Right, so every week after the show, we have a little gathering where we have a drink and a chat, not just about music. We talk about everything and everything, anything and everything. And it gets quite interesting, doesn't it? So if you want to come along, it'd be great to see you there. I'll just put the address up for you. Andy always says I put this in the wrong place every week, but I'm going to do it as usual.
Put it in the chat, mate. Put it in the chat.
It doesn't make any difference. The chat's not active. I do put it in the chat. Eh?
Okay. It does make a difference because people have to type it in.
Let's see. Right, I'll put it in the chat as well then. Hang on. Right, that's me. That's me told again. Hang on. I do this every week. I don't know why I bother. I should just
do it.
Just do it. Yeah, here we go. It's coming. Right, so
Good.
There you go, Dad. Done it.
Get your treat later.
Thanks very much. But Kenneth Brown's just saying he was at that Marillion gig and he's saying he went straight into Market Square. He goes, I know, it's just one of these weeks. I've been threatening Derek, the professor, that I'm going to play Grendel one of these weeks, Kenneth. I might just play the whole show one of these weeks and it'll just be me and you listening to it. So anyway, if you want to come,
it would just be you. Yeah.
There'd be a few of us, mate. I think the Gin King would be there as well. There'd be a few of us. There'd be more than you think.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, if you come along, it'd be great to see you over on Zoom. It's great fun. We have a right good laugh. Sometimes it gets a bit mad, but most of the time it's a good laugh. So thanks very much for tuning in again. Remember, if you want to support us, you can do that. I think we've had quite a few pints now, mate. Actually, we could probably get half can now. But thanks very much. If you want to buy us a pint, you can do that by going over to the Ko-fi website, which is here.
If you fancy buying, if you drop some major hints to your family, for a T-shirt at Christmas, just tell them to go to, GlasgowApollo.com/merch.
Excellent. Yeah.
And then they might go, oh, you go to walk around going, oh, could do with an Apollo T-shirt or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a jolly good idea.
T-shirt these days, I think, keep nice and for the summer.
I was quite pleased I could buy a Slade T-shirt. I think it's official. It's not bad.
Where'd you get it? The eBays?
The eBays, yeah, I got it on eBays. It was only it's fallen apart already. I've only worn it once. It's one of these T-shirts. So
what a day.
Anyway, we better go. So thanks very much, everyone. My name is Scott MacArthur, and you've been listening to Glasgow Apollo Live, and I'm sat here in the rain, in the roof, in my house, in the Cotswolds.
And my name is Andy Muir, and you have also been listening to whatever we do. And it's actually stopped raining.
Has it?
No, I'm lying. It's still going. Okay. Only 3 days.
Does the rain cats and dogs in Australia? Does it? What does it rain? Is it like koala bears and kangaroos? Right, okay.
Kangaroo and wombats.
Anyway, good night. Thanks for tuning in.